Boom. And we are live with another episode of the Brown Water Banter podcast. My name is Jared Seymour.
My name is Joey Cates.
It is Joey Cates. And we got a great show for you this evening, man. How many times is this now in the studio for the Pascagoula Men's Club on the barbecue?
I think
we were talking about it before you live. It's at least three or four times. We're going to be talking all things barbecue today. But before we do that, we're going to thank the people that keep the lights on and the bright lights on over here at the Brown Water Studio. Right out of the gate, Dr. Robbie Williams over at Southern Magnolia Smiles, man. If you're looking for a great local dentist, he's the one you need to check out. You can look him up on the socials, Facebook and Instagram at Southern Magnolia Smiles. He is located right off of Washington Avenue over here in Ocean Springs. 2023 is the year to keep your mouth clean. So go ahead and book that appointment by calling 228-215-1202 and tell them that we sent you. If you find yourself in need of legal representation for many different reasons, as listed on this flyer right here, Taylor & Cox Law Firm is the one you need to check out. They've been practicing law over in Pascagoula, representing the people of the Gulf Coast for 30 years. They specialize in felonies, misdemeanors, DUIs, family law, divorce, and child custody issues, just to name a few. This is our buddy Tyler. He just got a new, his first, he told me, ever billboard on Washington Avenue. It is this photo right here. It's bigger than shit.
Big
and
timer.
It looks good. Yeah. I told him you only need a couple more now and you can catch up with Morris Bart and Alex Shannara.
Yeah.
He said one county at a time. So if you need legal representation, man, you want somebody that's going to fight tooth and nail for you, Taylor & Cox Law Firm is the one that's going to get it done. So give them a shout, 228-696-0111 and tell them that Brownwater sent you. Our buddy Rocky Brooks over at Cedar Swamp, he's got you covered for all your tackle and apparel. He's located in Gaucher and Gulfport as well. He's slinging kayaks. He's got rods, reels, baits, tackle, Brownwater hats, I think only, no shirts, just hats. We're working on that. And he can do reel repair as well. So
no, he doesn't have any shirts.
Yeah, he doesn't have any shirts. Reel repair as well. So give him a shout, 228-205-3964, or stop by one of his locations. You can look him up on Facebook, see the number 2 and Swamp, get directions over there, and just go check out what he's doing. Our buddy Kendrick over at Forever Young Men and Women's Health, look him up on Facebook. If you're finding it difficult to get off the couch, if you can't get back into the gym, you're still waiting to start that 2023 New Year's resolution, give Forever Young Men and Women's Health Clinic a call at 228-363-6623. Put your care in the hands of a professional. And maybe
that's all I want to news this morning.
That's right. Maybe you need some hormone replacement.
New commercial going on.
Maybe you need some vitamin replacement. Maybe you need a professional to keep you from feeling like a turd, right?
Need some whiskey.
Forever Young Men and Women's Health can do it for you, and we appreciate his sponsorship as well. And then bringing up the rear here for us is Randy Bosarge, our District 5 supervisor here in Jackson County. He stuck with us after the election cycle this year and wanted to continue to be a sponsor of the show. We're going to get him back on and talk about some more things going on in Jackson County, but we want to thank him for all that he does here in Jackson County. So we appreciate that as well. I think I beat you again. I'm like 3 or 4 shows.
I'm an animal over here. I'm like a sharing machine.
Yeah,
I'm like Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just blasting it to every group there is.
All right, gentlemen. So like we mentioned, this is probably the 3rd or 4th time I think we've talked about this on the show. But for people that are just catching it for the first time, let's talk Pascagoula Men's Club first before we get into the barbecue cook-off. Introduce yourselves and what you do for them. Like I said, because there's going to be some new listeners who haven't heard this before.
Okay, my name is Chris Langston. I've been with the Pascagoula Men's Club about 7-8 years now. We'll jump right into this. We have 2 events every year. This is probably one of our biggest ones, the Downtown BBQ Throwdown. And as far as the men's club goes, we do these events every year. We kind of take the proceeds and filter them back into the city and many different aspects, whether it's helping someone out after some sort of tragedy or a travesty or whatever that's happened, or helping out the local schools and local churches and stuff like that, and many different ventures. It's kind of just a group of guys that gets together monthly, and they all have the same aspect in life as far as giving back to the city. So that's kind of what we do.
Yeah.
It's kind of gotten so broad since I've been involved with it, whatever, as far as what we can do. And it's mostly the city of Pascagoula, but Jackson County and down the Gulf Coast as well. So we've kind of grown substantially in the past few years. So.
Yeah. Yeah. I like how y'all keep it hyper-focused, though, kind of on Pascagoula. I think that's a cool thing. You know, a lot of charities you give money to, you don't know where your dollar goes. You don't know how much of your dollar goes to where it needs to go,
Right.
And you don't see the end result. But with what y'all do, the money that y'all get goes right back into Pascagoula.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. Well, my name's Bruce Linton, and you've been with the Pascagoula Men's Club a whole lot longer than what you said. It may seem like 8 or 9 years, but we were founded in 2011, and there was a small group of guys. I think it was like 8 or 9, and then they started taking on people after that, and that's when I got on. And ever since then, it's grown. It's guys from all over the city, all walks of life, and we have great participation. We have 2 fundraisers a year, the barbecue being one of the big ones, and fishing rodeo being the other one. And like Chris said, we deal with the churches, we deal with specific needs, we deal with the Adrian's House, the senior center, Our Daily Bread, just whoever really needs something, they come to us.
Yeah. Yeah, that's super cool.
Yeah. So now we got the fifth year of the barbecue cook-off, and it's in downtown Pascagoula. And if you've never been to downtown Pascagoula, like I had never been down to y'all's little square, and I think I said this last time. It's awesome. It's a cool place to hang out, and it's getting bigger every second.
It's every day you go down there, it looks different. It's like grown substantially, and it's going to be fantastic doing it. You know, this year, whatever, because it's basically going to be like barbecue in your face. You know, it's going to be right there, and I'm looking forward to it. I know it's bigger than it has been. This is our, it's our 5th year, but it's going to be our biggest year so far. So, it's nervous but exciting at the same time. So, I there's no doubt it's going to be a great time. So.
Yeah. We set up last year and the year before last.
Yeah.
So great event. It was good weather. I remember for the first year specifically. Last year was a little chilly. Was that the year it was a little chilly? But it warmed up and it was awesome.
Perfect,
again. Yeah, it was great.
Perfect,
especially for barbecue.
Exactly.
More so for those the contestants, the barbecuers. I mean, they're putting their heart and soul in that stuff, whatever. So the cooler weather probably kind of helps them out a little bit. So that's kind of why we chose October, because it's like, in August there's no way.
No, you'd be too passed out.
I wouldn't even care how good the food was. It's like, this is not worth it. Not worth it.
Starts at 8 o'clock at night.
It's like you mentioned, though. It's a good event for a great cause, but it's a party. Like it's
it's a
get down Gula type of party.
So I'll explain the first time we went down there, and then we went down there and set a booth up, and it was
Friday night.
No, Saturday. We didn't go the Friday night. The first year we got down was Saturday, and we're setting up a booth at 6 o'clock in the morning.
That's right.
And we're walking up with all our stuff toted. It's like,
I remember handing y'all
hey,
Bloody
man,
Marys.
yes. Here's the Bloody Marys. You want some brisket? We got some ribs over here. I'm like, dude, it's 6 o'clock in the morning, and y'all have been up the night before. Everybody was out having a good time. So it's a little shindig.
It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
Like I said,
and for a good cause.
Like I said, it's the 5th annual, and I can remember we sat.
We had 8 teams the first year.
Yeah, we sat in the before that, like leading up to it, when we decided we were going to do that. It was we drew up the idea on a bar napkin in the jury room, and that's when we came up with the Downtown BBQ Throwdown, and it was like, and it just went from there. And it was, we got kind of a late start on it, whatever. It's like we put our heart and soul in. It was like, let's make it happen. And
well, the first year we had 6 weeks to put it on, because it was right after the fishing tournament, and everybody's like, "No, you can't do this." I'm like, "Okay, well, let's see if we can."
Right.
Yeah.
And it turned out pretty good.
Yeah.
Y'all had 8 teams the first year.
8 teams the first year, and it's grown every year. We're up to 20 this year. So,
and this is the largest year.
This is the largest year.
The way it should be.
That's right.
Each year is the largest one.
And the good thing about this year is we've always done it in conjunction with Third Friday. Mm-hmm. Pascagoula does a Third Friday downtown.
The city itself.
The city itself. But they've grown so much with their Third Friday, and we've grown so much with our barbecue. It just wasn't gonna. It was hard to make it work last year.
Yeah.
So we decided to bump it back a week. So I think it's going to be a lot a lot easier. Everything's going to flow a lot easier when the teams come in and they get set up Friday. I think it's going to work out a lot better.
Okay. We were talking a little bit before the live. It's changing down there, right? The big open green area that y'all had kind of spill over, a little bit of parking, some trailers were there. That's now a hotel. I haven't been down there since last year, so I don't have a clue
either.
what it looks like. I haven't seen it.
It's the Whiskey Hotel is going in right there, but but there is still another green space at the end. So, and the fact that we have 20 teams now will force us, because like the first 2 years we had it, we were able to stay in one centralized location, kind of that where the crossroads are.
Yeah.
And we kind of stayed to the east a little bit. But now with 20 teams, it forces us to go all the way downtown. So, we'll just move down to the next green space there. So it
where that stage was last year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where Barbecue Central will be.
That's the hub now.
Yeah. So it will now when we're selling tickets to the to the public or stuff like that, we'll still set up in the crossroads. So because not everybody comes from that end, so everybody will just funnel through there, and we'll set it. So we'll still have kind of like the Barbecue Central in the middle, but like all from the logistics side of the house is running it will all be set up at the other end as far as what we need to make the event go on. We'll be down there along with the stage and stuff like that. So I think it'll kind of work out pretty good, because the music won't be on top of anyone. So whereas when you were in that before, it was like it's right there in front of you. So it'll work out pretty good. Yeah. I'm excited about it, because it's like having 20 teams. It's like, okay, now it's really downtown. We're taking downtown.
Now we got to find a spot to put them.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good problem to have.
Yeah, for sure. Sort of event like that. So there's kind of like two ways to look at it. There's the barbecue competition guys aside, the 20 teams that you mentioned, and then there's the guy listening to this or whatever that wants to show up because they like barbecue and they want to come check out the event. Let's start with the spectator guy. If he's hearing this right now and he wants to come down and explain how that works.
So basically, from the spectator side of the house, starting at 11 to 4, you come down there, purchase an armband, and you will get to sample. You can go around to each team and you can sample, what they've cooked, whatever category they cook in. You'll be able to sample what they have, and it's starting at 11, we'll have there'll be live music. Obviously the barbecue is the focus. So it'll be and I mean, you guys have been out there before. It's a good time. Everybody's, walking through and mingling and
getting the coolest part of it to me.
To us, it was when we put this thing on, it's like we wanted to put the people that are doing the barbecue,
in center stage,
more or less. Put them,
put them in front of everybody.
Put them in front of everybody. It's like, they're doing all the hard work. Let's give them the reward for what they're doing.
Yeah. The way y'all have it set up though, with the purchasing of the armband and then just getting samples at every stop, at every like Sam's used to do when you were a kid. You get to go around eating at Sam's, tasting everything.
Yeah. Unless it's toilet paper.
Well, you can sample it later. But you know what I mean? That's the coolest, in my opinion, of it.
And the men's club will have like all the sides and stuff like that.
Yeah, when you got potato salad, baked beans,
coleslaw, and we'll be cooking some other stuff, some crackling and some fried ribs and just stuff to give out to the public.
Right. Yeah.
And so I don't think, if you go around to 20 teams and get a sample, you will not
at all. I mean, I didn't walk away thinking like, man, I should have got more. Like, it was perfect. It really was.
Good enough.
It was.
But you can't miss Friday night though. Friday night's kind of like the street party.
It is.
We have the street, like I say, last year we were in conjunction with Third Friday, but this year it's a street party and we've got a band going on. We're going to be cooking for the teams because they're busy setting up and doing their thing. So we're Dusty Wally's cooking jambalaya for us this year.
Okay.
And it's just a big street party. All the bars downtown, they have drink specials. And so, everybody's just kind of coming in and out and walking around.
Yeah. And Friday's scot free. You just come down there and hang out.
Oh,
exactly.
It's
you come down there and it's the cool thing about it is, like I said before, it's like putting it in your face. It's like, because they're going to be you're not going to be able to walk downtown without smelling it.
Right.
Yeah. Without
You're not going to be able to come over the bridge without
That's
smelling
right.
it.
Yeah, it's got a lot of the vibe of like cruising the coast, like the block
Right.
parties that they do. It's just not
Yes.
cars, it's barbecue.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Which I say it's not cars, and it's not, but there's a lot of kick-ass barbecue trailers
Right,
with
yeah.
TV
So that-
set up
that-
on it, and
Yeah.
and like big 2500s and shit. Like it's
Yeah, well,
Right.
let's roll into that because are y'all doing the like I know y'all had the pros versus Joes category.
so
Y'all still
so,
doing
yeah,
that?
from
So
the
it-
team
it-
side.
yeah,
Explain that from the
Yeah,
team
it's
side.
backyard and big rig. So it's pretty much any. I guess the first year we kind of had like
It was like 3 years ago when we kind of grew, and
Right.
we figured, it's just not fair. You got these backyard cookers. They just in it to have a good time, and it's not like the big rig do a lot of competition cooking, but they do some regional cooking,
Right.
and
They got trailers with logos on it.
Yes,
Yeah.
and
It's,
so
it ain't a Weber.
It was
Right.
it was kind of some growing pains because, of course, when we split the categories, then it's double the prize money.
Right.
So I think it was the
Right.
third year we did that. We
Yeah.
split it, and this year we're doing something a little different. Is instead of 3 judges judging all the meats, we're doing 3 judges to do the backyard and 3 judges to do the big rig.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, only because if y'all would see the amount of food that's
That they
sitting
gotta
on the
eat.
table,
Oh, yeah,
if
they're
you
probably
judge that
stuffed by the time they
first
get done.
team as opposed to that 18th team,
Yeah.
I don't care how good it is.
Yeah, I don't want to eat
didn't
it
taste
anymore.
good.
Yeah, I'm tired.
You know?
Yeah.
So we split
I've
it
eaten
up, and we're having
45
3
ribs.
judges per category.
So
All right.
what will that break it down for each judge? So if I'm a judge in the professional big rig side, how many teams am I still having to sample?
Well, usually we're about half and half. This year's is about a third and 2/3, but you'll still have about 7 teams on the big rig.
Okay.
But then they've got 2 meets, so that's 14. And then if they do the UFO, the unidentified
Yeah.
food object, which is like a lanyap category, that could be another 7. So you might have 21 samples
Cool.
to sample.
So they better skip breakfast.
Yeah.
Yes, and then the backyard will be even more than that because I think we've got about 13 or 14 backyards. So
Wow. Well, give us the categories on that. I'm guessing y'all are doing what? Ribs, brisket. I mean, what are y'all doing?
Yeah, it's ribs, brisket, and butt.
yeah,
Okay.
And then you have the UFO category, which can be anything. It could be an entree, it can be a dessert, anything like that. And when we started the UFO category, it was obviously off the the Pascagoula UFO thing, and poor Calvin passed away.
Yeah, I was gonna say he just recently passed away.
And
Yeah.
so
we're going to have to dedicate
we're
that.
going to keep
to
that,
him.
and we're going to do a little dedication to that
Yes.
portion of it or whatever.
Yeah.
So, 'cause
The Calvin Taylor Award.
Yeah.
Isn't it Calvin Taylor?
no, not Calvin. Calvin Parker.
That's
Calvin
Quit
Parker.
trying to get your
Calvin
sponsorship.
Parker, that's
You're
right.
just trying to boost your
That's all he's
sponsorship.
doing. That's all he's doing.
Yeah, Calvin Parker. Yeah,
Calvin Parker.
and
There you go.
super great guy. We had him involved with our fishing rodeo, and it just made sense to do another UFO. It just worked out that way.
No, I
And,
thought I remember when was it last year? Was it your first year y'all did that?
No, actually
We
did it
started
the very
out with
first
that.
Oh,
year.
started with, okay.
because that was when it kind of regrew its fame again, and
Mhm.
the whole thing
And
kind
he
of
did
grew
a
up.
book signing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he did,
yeah,
yeah,
he was
he
on
had
the
all kinds of
news.
stuff
Yeah.
going on there. So it made sense at the time, and it just has worked out ever since.
It
then.
has.
And I think that the UFO thing is unique to Pascagoula. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
something I think that
And
will always be there.
It doesn't even have to be meat, right? It could
Right.
be anything.
right?
could
Like
be
I said, it's
anything.
Yeah.
it's
Cupcake, anything.
yeah,
Yeah.
it could be anything, and it's so. And actually, the UFO category is one separate judge, right?
Yes, it is.
So
So we have 7 judges in total. And one judge judges is Jennifer Garlich, and she's done it since the beginning, and she does a great job at it.
Does every team have to get in every category?
No, it's 2 out of 3.
Okay.
Now the UFO thing is strictly
optional.
voluntary.
but you
It's
said
optional,
you said ribs, brisket,
And butts.
and butts,
Right,
but I
yes.
could do 2 out of the 3. I
Right,
don't have
that's
to do
correct.
all 3. Okay,
Right,
That's
all right.
correct.
Okay. What's been? I'm sure we asked y'all this last time too, but what's been the weirdest UFO that you can remember? Thing, or that won it, or it just sticks out in your head?
Well, I know Dusty Wally did one. I think it wasn't last year because smoked mac and cheese won last year, but
Ooh.
he did like a black and red fish with like a cream shrimp sauce on it.
Oh, he went all out.
Oh, he went all out.
Yeah.
He
hit
said,
a
"I'm
home
winning
run on
this
that.
damn thing."
It's a-
But it could be just about anything, and
Yeah,
you
it-
see just about anything there.
Yeah.
If I was the judge, that's the judge.
I was going to say,
Yeah, I want to judge that.
Who'd you say does it? Is it
It's Jennifer Garland.
if Jennifer ever bows out? You call me, Joey. We're gonna have to meet
Tell
that.
Jennifer she wants a day off.
Yeah.
We'll come judge it.
I think
She's
she
with
makes
First Federal, and they have a team in it every year, and they sponsor us every year, so they're a big help.
and she's a food guru. So
Yes,
she,
definitely.
She does like side catering stuff, whatever. So
So she knows.
yeah, it worked out for us to get we reached out to her and asked her, and she was like, "Heck yeah, I'll do that." That's what I like that. And now she's like, every year,
Right? Yeah.
Keep feeding me. I'll keep coming.
A black and red fish with a cream sauce. I'll show them every
Yeah.
year. That's easy.
I'm excited about them cracklings.
Oh yeah.
Who's cooking the cracklings? Y'all cooking them? Men's Club crackling?
Dave Dotson, which is a member of ours, he's old coon ass. So
You gotta be to get it right.
he does a good job on the cracklings. So
Yeah.
we're gonna do some cracklings, and then we'll fry some ribs after that.
That ain't bad either.
Yeah,
That's something we just recently. I'm sure there's a ton of people that have fried ribs, but we
Like
a few
last
weeks ago-
weekend or 2
yeah.
weekends ago is the first time I've ever done it. So we're just gonna do it to give it out to the public.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
nice.
Who y'all getting y'all's meat from?
Blind Butcher, they're one of our sponsors. They're right downtown. Their new business been there quite
Quite
Maybe
a few
not-
months.
yeah.
Not quite a year, I don't think.
but they're great, and they've been great to work with. So it'll be really good because usually we're having to load all the meat up in the ice chest, bring it down there on a trailer. But no, they're going to stay open after they close. They're going to stay there for us. All the teams are going to meet right there at the Blind Butcher, give all the meat out, and just go from there.
Yeah,
And they have a team in it too. They're going to do a lot of that. That's going to be a team to sample too, because they're going to do a lot of their specialties. They do a lot of stuffed meats and just a lot of different stuff.
right.
We need to talk to Vincent from Salt Pepper Oak.
Oh yeah, tell him to get on. Yeah, it's good stuff.
This is his first year open. I don't know if y'all have heard of him. We've talked about him on the show a few times. They're over in
Kiln.
yeah, but it's what's Chapalapa
No,
Road?
yeah.
Chapalapa Road. I make fun of him every time. But anyway, it's right kind of like Diamond Head. And Salt Pepper Oak is the name, and it's he's slinging out some brisket on the regular every Saturday, ribs, beef ribs, all kind of stuff, man. It's next level. So I need to get him in touch with y'all and see if he can't come back next year.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely,
that'd be great.
Yeah.
So is
He's
there
the
like
real
a captain's meeting Friday?
Yes, Pit Masters meeting is on Thursday night.
Thursday night. Yeah.
Thursday night.
Yeah, and we meet right in front of the Blind Butcher. That way, it gives people, if they want to trim their meat and marinate or whatever they want to do,
They give you 24 hours.
it gives
to
you
do it.
24 hours.
And then what's cooking time?
Well, they block the streets off about 4:00 Friday afternoon, which lets the businesses you can't come in, but you can drive out because a lot of the businesses close at 5.
Right.
So they'll barricade the road off there. We tell the cookers not to get there till after 5. Doesn't always happen that way, but as the traffic goes out, we start placing the cookers, and I guess from probably 5 to 8 or 5 to 9 is probably the busiest time.
Yeah, depending on what they're cooking, it's whether they're pretty much, once they get there, they're setting up and going. They're ready to get blasted. So
Yeah, because if you're cooking brisket, that's 15
hours. Yeah.
So you're rolling. If you get it on at 6 o'clock, so you're 9 o'clock getting it ready, and we start at 11. So you got to hit the ground running.
So when do y'all pull them for judge? 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock?
About 11. I talked to the guy that handles that for us at the men's club, and I think we're going to do about 11:15 to 11:30, that kind of slot there. Give
So
the teams.
for a brisket, it's not much time. I mean,
No,
you're pretty much.
You're right.
You got
You're
about
on.
18 hours to cook a 15-hour brisket.
Yeah, you're on.
Yeah.
And you know how a brisket is. Ain't no telling with it.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
For sure. Y'all got the flyer right there. Is there any sponsors we want to? You mentioned the butcher that we can rattle off here. That's supporting y'all.
Yeah,
All right, Chris, go ahead and read them all off.
The only reason I asked is because
I
I
will
You got to
tell
get
you
your
that.
glasses
Yeah,
back on for that.
I will tell you this: none of this could ever happen without them. That's
Right.
what makes all this happen, and they're all local, and they give. I can't say enough about them. They all do so well. But I'll start at the top.
Yep.
Save Rex Pharmacy, Mitchell Distributing, Mississippi Gulf Coast First Federal, our Mississippi Home, Island Winds, which I greatly appreciate, Gulf Coast Tree Consulting, the Jazz Club, Tay's Barbecue, Ways Pro, Crown, Crown Dodge, Coast Chevrolet, Chevron, Fallow Holding, The Blind Butcher, PK Technology, Nelson's Outdoors,
Nelson's
Jury
one of
Room,
our sponsors. We like Nelson's
Brady's,
as well.
The Studio, Dairy Queen, Express, Roy's Bar. I'm gonna get
I
my
told you
He
guys
just
had
started
your
wearing his glasses. He just started wearing his
Oh,
glasses.
here we go.
Here we go now.
Liquors Unlimited, Himman Chiropractic, Schooley Mitchell, Hilton Garden Inn, Fletcher Construction,
Chevron.
Omega
Yeah.
Protein.
Okay.
What does that one say?
Yeah, I like it. I like it. I respect this because I am that.
Yeah.
Express
I'll
Rehab.
Express Rehab, Pro Health and Fitness, Pascagoula Country Club. A huge shout out to those guys. We've kind of partnered with them lately. I'm sure there's Heidelberg, Steinberger, Burrow, and Armour attorneys, which is right there downtown.
That's in case
so
you
one
get
thing
sick.
one thing about our downtown is like you can't sling a hammer without hitting a lawyer, which I'm not bad mouthing lawyers. My wife's a lawyer, so I'm not saying that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That
So
gives
not
you
You can
bad
get
permission
away
to
with
say
that. Yeah, you can get away with that.
So and I there's probably some more that we're missing that did that always sponsorship's always coming in. It's, sometimes we have to put these things out there ahead of time, whatever.
Yeah.
But we always, at the end of the day, we always have them on the big banner.
Yeah.
And they'll be up and downtown.
Well, I knew you had the cheat sheet there. That's the only reason I asked you, because I know when we got events, man, that's a scary question, because you're like, man, I don't want to miss anybody.
Right,
Yeah, you're right.
absolutely.
They come in before sometimes
Yeah.
the flyers hit, but there's a lot of familiar names on there
Yes.
just from us and people that sponsor our stuff.
What's killer is 99% of those guys or girls are from Pascagoula.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's all homegrown.
Well, and
Yeah.
the good thing about it is we've always had the rule of thumb with our rodeo, fishing rodeo, and our barbecue. When we started the barbecue, we said we're not going to go after any dual sponsors. If you sponsored the fishing rodeo, then we're not going to ask you to sponsor the barbecue, vice versa. And we did that, but we had several of our sponsors say, we want to sponsor both of them.
Right.
Well,
So,
if they reach out to you, it's a different ballgame.
Yeah.
Well,
that,
they probably
that
don't.
just shows you that,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
a lot of community effort in Pascagoula.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we've said it before on the show about our events or whatever. Y'all is the same. It's like, if you hear these names, man, these are the people that are spending money back into the community and
Right,
supporting events
absolutely,
like this. So if you can, go support them and go shop at their places or buy their products.
And tell them you heard
absolutely.
about it, because that's the
Correct.
one thing. So
Yes.
like what we do, what y'all do, what these flyers are supposed to do is, hey, man, I saw your picture on the flyer, man. Thanks
Right.
for, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So do that.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely. So
So what we got, the team entries. Are y'all still taking teams?
yeah, we'll
I'll-
take
I'll
take
take a
them up
team.
till Thursday
Yeah,
night. Yeah,
take a
so
team.
and we'll if they come later, we'll do what we can to make it happen. I said it's from a meat order standpoint, it's ideal to get it prior to Thursday, just so we can make sure that we're
Have
not
enough to- yeah.
we're not chasing around trying to find meat and stuff like that. So it's we're not going to turn you away, but it's ideal. for you to be,
Trevor Reed in the comments asked, where is it located? And we've said downtown Pascagoula, but is there a better way? Like, if you're not from Pascagoula,
Delmas.
Delmas Avenue.
Yeah, Delmas Avenue.
So it's right south of the track. So you come over the bridge, say you're coming from Goshen, you come over the bridge, you take the right-hand turn.
yeah,
As soon as you go over the railroad tracks, it's right there on the right.
the Highway
So,
90
yeah.
bridge.
Yeah, and usually
Correct.
that's one of the roads that you have smokers on, so that's usually blocked off.
Just
You gotta-
watch
so
for the,
you-
you come over the bridge, watch for the smoke.
Yeah,
To
yeah.
the right.
Yeah, yeah, but like you said, the just go by the street name or Google the jury room.
Yeah,
Well,
there you
show
go.
up
Yeah,
or
right
the
there.
blind butcher,
Or the blind butcher.
because
Jury room,
they're
blind
right
butcher.
there.
So yeah,
Yeah.
you're right there downtown. So,
So it's 225 entry per team. That's big rig or
That is, and that
average Joe, right?
that's is, and
That
that
covers your meat and all that
that
stuff.
covers your meat. So,
Yeah.
but if you're doing the UFO, that's on you,
Right.
But that is optional.
All right, and then we got to get there. It's $15 wristband, drink specials. What we got going on there? This is local bar stuff.
yeah, it's just
Yeah.
that's like I said, we don't have the details as far as what every bar is doing.
Right.
Right.
But you're able to get you can get a drink on the street. We've done it.
Right. Yeah. So
No, I'm
it's
serious.
it's part of that entertainment district.
Right.
So yeah. So you can
Yeah.
in that area
Just
you can
so
walk
people
around
know.
with your drink. Yeah. So you don't you don't got to get in. It's like,
What
but
about
it's you can
Actually, the men's club's going to have the best Bloody Marys down there, probably about
Yes.
6 o'clock in the morning. And the guy that's cooking David Dotson that's cooking the
Is it his
crackling,
wife?
it's his wife.
she made it for us with that jalapeno
That's actually-
infused vodka?
Yes.
Every year I go, like, as soon as we get there, I stand in front of her tent.
Yeah.
Just stand there.
Ma'am.
It's a shout
No,
out.
I don't
to
know. I'm just standing
Ashley.
there. Hey, baby, you want a Bloody Mary? Yes, ma'am. I was just standing here, but I'll take one
It's
if
like
you want
feeding a
one.
stray cat.
Yeah.
And
I'll come back.
It's been enough time since LSU lost to Ole Miss that they've gotten over it. So
Oh, no. I won't let them forget it. I won't let them get over it.
The pain is still there.
So,
That's good shit.
we love them all. So
Yeah,
don't-
whatever SEC team you do or don't like, come
we're
go
good.
So
down there.
what about I know the first year you had something for some firemen or something like that. They had are y'all doing anything like that this year?
Well, they've got a team in it.
Okay.
They'll come set up down there, and they're participating. We've tried to get other, firefighters and police departments, but we hadn't really had any luck getting in. We'd love to have that separate division, but we just hadn't had any luck getting that.
We've talked about that because we interviewed a lot of the guys that ran for sheriff, a good bit of them.
Yeah.
And we want to set something up like that with those guys too,
Yeah.
to kind of show thanks
Right.
to them as well.
I know it's just hard with all their scheduling and
Yes.
everything.
Yeah,
it's just really hard.
Somebody's got to work while we're partying.
Right.
That's right. That's exactly right.
To keep us straight.
Yeah.
And I will give a shout out to the Pascagoula Police Department. They, a lot of stuff they do for us down there is, they're doing it, basically.
Well, it's a headache for them,
Yeah,
right?
it
I mean,
it is.
but they're
it's their job,
so,
but it's
we communicate with them ahead of time, wherever, and like I said, most of them have done it with us before, or whatever. So they know what to expect, and they know and they know that they're going to eat good.
Oh,
So when they're down there, so
Yeah.
I will say hats off to those guys because they do a fantastic job.
and
do.
I don't think we said it yet in the podcast so far this evening, but it's a family-friendly event. That's
Oh,
a big
yeah,
thing
absolutely.
about it, too.
Yeah,
That's a real
absolutely.
big thing
Yes.
about it. Even though it is a party, we kind of alluded to all
Right,
that, but
yeah.
during the day, especially, I mean, it's there's kids everywhere.
Yes,
I mean,
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Bring the kids, bring the strollers.
Usually the shops, most of the shops are still
They're
open now.
They're all open. They open up for Saturday, so there's a lot more than when we started. A lot of renovations going on. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of shops open, a lot of stuff to do down there.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's good. Live music. What we got live music lined up?
So what's Friday night?
Matt Hoggett.
Matt Hoggett.
Okay,
Again,
Matt's been
he's-
on here.
Matt's been
he's-
on here. Yeah.
Yeah, so Matt's done I think he's done it for us every year.
I think we missed last year.
Was it? There was one year where it coincided with the Mullet Festival.
I bet he's going to play Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah.
I bet he's going to play Jimmy
And
Buffett.
then Crosstown is Saturday. So
Crosstown.
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
So,
Okay, yeah, it's a good time, man. If you've never been and you got looking for something to do this weekend, go check it out for sure. It's just a great event. Weather's going to be good this weekend, Joe. You weatherman, huh?
The weather's going to be clearing up. Tomorrow's
Yeah, I
gonna
know
suck,
I heard tomorrow's gonna
and
be bad.
Thursday's going to be bad, but it's
That's
going to
good.
be. It's
Let's
gonna
get
be
it outta
better.
here.
So it should be by Friday afternoon. It should be
Yeah, it
good.
should
And
be going back
the
up.
temperature is going to be perfect.
That's the
Yeah.
main thing. Good
That's
Lord.
it.
Good
Yeah.
Lord.
For sure.
Well, gentlemen, we appreciate y'all stopping by and talking with us again about it. Every year, y'all are welcome to come in here, and you might see our faces down there. We
hope
just had a
so.
little
Yeah.
scheduling conflict. Otherwise, we'd be there.
For sure.
We love the event. So
Yeah,
we
that's
We
appreciate
appreciate y'all having us.
Absolutely, and also everything you do for the community in Pascagoula, man. I
Yeah.
think that's a real
Absolutely.
stand-up thing to see people giving back to their communities.
Yeah, so we still got sponsors going out. If we want to sponsor, we can talk to Mr. Bruce.
That's
Right? Can I get your number out?
yeah,
Yes.
228-219-1067. And we can find Pascagoula Men's Club's got a Facebook, correct? We can find all this stuff on.
Yeah,
Yes.
PascagoulaMen'sClub.com. And yeah.
Yeah, so we got a website, PascagoulaMen'sClub.com, and then we got Facebook, and that's at Pascagoula Men's Club.
I'm
So
dropping the
Jared
right
will
now.
probably do all the links, and then can you pre-order the wristbands? You got to buy it down there.
Just buy it down
Buy
there.
it
Buy it down
yeah.
there.
But
Okay.
$15 to eat 20 teams.
Dude, that's a steal.
That's
Yes, it is.
You can't
That's a,
beat
And
it.
the
gold-
sides,
that's a
too.
Golden
And the
Corral
sides.
buffet.
Yeah.
But much better.
Yeah,
Right.
no doubt.
Yeah.
Fresh.
And if we're still looking for teams, get them in before
Thursday, right? It had
Yes.
to be
Yeah.
Thursday.
Oh yeah, they got to be there Thursday.
So either
Come on.
tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah.
Get them
Yes.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
That's
then we're
for
going to be
sure.
down there having a good time. So we wish y'all the best and hope it turns out as good as it usually does. So I'm sure it will.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Josh,
Thank
go
you,
down there
Bud.
and eat a brisket. Yeah, he said he wants to try good brisket. Yeah.
Well, there it is. There'll be a pile of them.
That's it. That's it. All right. Well, thanks again. Thanks everybody for watching on the live. Download the Brownwater Banter app if you haven't done so, and stay connected to everything that we're doing. We appreciate y'all watching, and we'll keep doing them.
Later.